Good evening, or should I say, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and we welcome you to this presentation of Stony Brook Seawolves hockey live from the rinks here on YouTube. Mike Calandra back and ready to bring you the action alongside my partner in crime, as always, Trevor Magnani, as we are set to gear up for what should be a very emotional and physical rematch between the Stony Brook University Seawolves and the Delaware Blue Hens. Stony Brook riding hot on a 2-game win streak now after the big win last night over Delaware, 5-0, backed by a fantastic shutout performance from Matvey Kazakov, and two players each picking up a pair of goals in Matt Minerva and Philip Pomniak, and we'll get to Minerva's status in a few as he went down hard at the end of the second period, which is why I'm going to turn my attention over to Trevor here. And Trevor, you understand you have a little insight on Minerva's status.
Yeah, we were able to get in touch with the man himself, and he's classifying it as a lower body injury. Wouldn't divulge exactly what it was, but pretty much what we got yesterday is the same story today, but seemed to be in good spirits, and hopefully it's a quick recovery and he's back in action. But until we get more information, that's all we have.
That is something big, especially for the Stony Brook team, who has definitely had some challenges that they faced recently with players being sidelined, and for a team that's defending the ESCHL crown this year in 2023, they cannot afford any more casualties in the lineup. And speaking of ESCHL 2023, this is an official ESCHL matchup because we got one extra man in stripe.
We saw the extra stripes
today
on the ice in warm-up. We said, all right, this one's for all the marbles here because this is the last time they'll be seeing each other until playoffs. And Stony Brook has got 3 out of the 4 so far, and they're looking to complete the season sweep. But it's going to be a tough one today. The no Minerva in the lineup. It's going to be an emotionally charged game, as we saw at the end of the third period. All hell breaking loose behind the net, and it's going to be a challenge.
Unfortunately, with those tempers flaring, Eddie Malfetto, Connor Dempsey will be in the lineup, but as you mentioned, injuries, one of them being Matt Minerva, and a huge factor that has a big impact on the offense will not be in the lineup tonight in the team leading points getter, Brandon Avezov, as in a few moments the Stony Brook Seawolves will make their entrance onto the ice.
Yeah, we're just a couple short minutes away here. Clock here is saying about 1:40, so we'll probably see the lights go down in a few seconds, and we'll get the players on the ice and get this game going.
You can just feel the pent-up energy starting to build up.
Yeah, I did get to catch a couple words with assistant coach Colin Brumstead before the game, and I said it was a big win last night, and he kind of nodded his head, and I said, hopefully we don't. I asked him how are you guys going to avoid a repeat of kind of what happened last time? He said you don't need to tell me. So I think the message has been sent in the locker room, at least by kind of reading through the lines of what Colin said. That the message said is, you won one, now finish the job and go out with the same intensity that got you guys 5 goals, and don't lay an egg out there.
And those are some very important words being said by the assistant head coach to his team, as what you alluded to is something we saw earlier this season with Stony Brook in their head-to-head home against University of Rhode Island. They won big in that Friday night matchup, but lost the next day. And similar fashion to how it was with Delaware in terms of the physicality and the tempers and the emotional aspect of it. It was a game filled up with a lot of charged up emotional moments.
All right, well, the lights are going down and the music is swelling here in the rinks, and it's time for the Seawolves to take the ice.
The music is bumping as the reigning ESCHL champions have made their presence felt here on this chilly Sunday afternoon, and now we await the enemy in the Delaware Blue Hens.
A little late to the ice. Usually the visiting team will take the ice first, but the Blue Hens finally taking the ice. They got a good contingent of fans here in the audience today and yesterday too, so definitely a big shout out to all the fans that came down for the weekend of games here at the rinks to support their respective clubs. Always good to see.
You mentioned Delaware and how the road team would usually be the first ones to enter onto the ice. Maybe this is a little 180 by them, thinking what they did yesterday. You know what? They're going to go a totally different direction in terms of, I'm just going to wait for the home team. Maybe it'll come with a better result.
Maybe a little mind games, but we'll toss it down to the public address announcer for the starting lineups.
Welcome to today's game for the visiting University of Delaware Blue Hens at your Stony Brook Seawolves. Here now are the starting lineups. For visiting Delaware, number 12, Shane Scalmaker. Number 20, Ivan Cigarettes. Number 17, Ryan Lucan. Number 38, Dan Leo. Number 13, Ethan Ranger. And in net, number 35, Jacob Miller. And now the starting lineup for your Stony Brook Seawolves. Number 55, Eden Gallagher. Number 17, Rob DiStefano. Number 76,
We're going fast today.
Number 38, Mike Conlon. Number 11, Christian Mallett. And in net, number 20, Matthew Desktop.
All right, we're going to step aside for a moment for the national anthem. We'll be back with this drop of the puck here on Stony Brook Hockey. National anthem wrapped up here, and we're ready to drop the puck here at the rinks in Hauppauge. Thanks for tuning in. Today's game between the Delaware Blue Hens and the Stony Brook Seawolves.
Yes, and seems like this game is going to get off to a very fast start, just based on the team introductions. And now we are ready to drop the puck. The two netminders have taken their positions, and now they await for the battle to begin. A new change in scenery and goal for the Blue Hens as Jacob Snellenberg will get the start today. From Meadowbrook, Pennsylvania, the former Atlanta Mad Hatters product, looking to get a big bounce-back victory for his team here today. Ball in goal for the Seawolves. It's no other than Matvey Kazakov as this matchup is underway. And similar to last night, it begins with some quarreling on the draw for that loose possession, as this one is banked in immediately to the zone by the Seawolves. Cormanek coming in with some veracity there, showing his aggressive demeanor early, as this one almost ricochets off a glove and over the glass. Now Gallagher pushes this one to the near side. There's a drive from the top, and it stopped that time off the pad of Kazakov. Kormanek drops this one in deep, and he'll retreat to the bench. A new fresh pair of legs entering the contest for head coach Chris Garofalo. And there's a heavy check thrown by Gallagher on the captain of the Blue Hens, Finney. Neme in this case.
An interesting change in strategy here for the Blue Hens. A lot less direct body checking to start this game off. Maybe they realized they might have gassed themselves a little quick last night and trying to extend that gas tank to last a little bit longer.
Or possibly because of the extra official, this game going to be even looked at very closely.
That is also true. Could be the case.
As this one popped into the corner, Delaware trying to escape the other way, having trouble connecting with each other in the neutral zone with the feeds. As this one is sent across, McDermott able to grab it and get it back over to Malfetto. Pomniak tosses this one into the corner. Edwards trying to hunt it down. Here's Berg. Berg looking for an option, feeds it to the near side, and Diaz makes his way into the zone. Diaz drops this one down low. Meckel under heavy pressure courtesy of McDermott, as this one is lofted safely out of the zone. And that will get a line change for the defensive pairing, at least, as McDermott heads off the ice. Mancini makes his way into the battle. The alternate captain who picked up an assist in the first period yesterday, as offsides is called.
So far this game feels a lot like a game one of a series. A lot of feeling out here, a little bit of trepidation on both sides. Either team's not really taking a solid, full gas approach to their play here, and a lot of dump and chase and such.
Rainville able to connect with Kozitsky, driving in, trying to get back to Rainville to no avail, as the Blue Hens able to muscle this one out of the zone. It was Meckel getting that one in for icing. Yeah, as you mentioned, Trevor, not a lot of yip in the Delaware Blue Hens step compared to what we saw last night. Just a lot of...
It just the pace seems a little slow to start.
Yeah.
And I was going to say that for both teams, for Delaware, it was going to be taking advantage of a fast start. And for Stony Brook is don't have a slow start. And both teams really coming out of the gate here a little slow.
Another offsides, which will result in another face-off draw just outside the zone.
Pace of play definitely being broken up by a ton of whistles. A bunch of offsides already, and I think we have 3 offsides and an icing so far.
I believe so.
We're only 3 minutes in.
Men in stripes getting the workouts, using their every breath they can with those whistles. Dempsey able to brace for the hits as Mancini tries to keep this one under control. Mancini taking the task heavily. Big body check delivered there by Justin Smith.
Yeah, it was a good shoulder-to-shoulder hit there. And
actually, that was Chris Heithouse, number 19. Looked like it was number 10, Smith. He is not on the ice for the Blue Hens. Here's Data on the ice for the Seawolves, as that one propels off a body and out of play.
So that was the first big check of the game there, thrown by the Blue Hens. And probably some words to the bench saying, guys, we're slow. Let's throw a body out there, hit somebody, try to get some action going.
I mean, it's only,
message received.
It's only 3:30. If that's not a wake-up call, I don't know what is. This one bashed around to the near side. Gallagher couldn't get there, and here's a chance for Guido with a shot, and that one is stopped by Kazakov. Kazakov racked up more than 30 saves in yesterday's contest, in which he went home with a big shutout victory over the Blue Hens in this first of 2 this weekend. Stefano able to curl away from damage there, or danger in this case, as Cormanick has to delay, wait for Malik to get back on side. Now Cormanick will head to the bench on that little dump and clear. Blue Hens trying to generate something here, as this one is angled ahead, but it couldn't be connected cleanly that time, and here's the Seawolves with a chance to break in. Pepe, the captain, passing, no score! Devin Pepe, 1-0.
That's a goal where hard work was rewarded there. You make the great sauce pass across the ice there, getting across the defenseman, and then cut across the goaltender, backhand it right in, and that's a beauty.
The Seawolves wasting no time to break the ice.
Sorry, not backhand, forehand beauty, because he went backhand to forehand.
A beauty of a finish for number 22. I actually ran into his older brother, alumni Brendan, who was in attendance for last night's game.
It's always good to see the alumni continuing to support the program.
One player who happened at first, I thought, to be alumni, but is not going away just yet. Philip Pomniak scored 2 goals last night. There he is. Seems like he's gonna take a breather here. Yep. He was out on the ice for a little bit there.
Goal scoring starting a lot earlier today for Stony Brook. And that's probably putting smiles on the face of the coaching staff, who was probably a little worried about the slow start yesterday, but they're probably liking what they see on the ice so far.
Not to mention, Stony Brook didn't have to rely on a power play to get the job done quickly there. So Devin Pepe answering the call early. Edwards connects with Kozitsky. Kozitsky keeping it under control. Now he's going to bust ahead. Send this one in deep. As 2 Delaware players collide with each other, and Kozitsky runs into his man at the end boards.
Blue Hens running into each other. Unfortunately, it was a bit of a trend yesterday. We saw that happen a couple times.
Boris trying to keep the Blue Hens at bay. Oh, heavy collision there in the end boards.
A good battle for the puck down low.
Everyone converging there behind the goal. And there's Rainville tapping this one rather dangerously back to his man. Mancini, who's going to smack this one in safely. Blue Hens, new reinforcements on the ice for them. Same for Stony Brook. There's a chance in the slot. It gets blocked. Rebound. Another denial. And another chance squandered there. Everyone wrestling in the crease, and now we get a penalty.
And Stony Brook's going to go for that one. Roughing is the call at 13:46. Referee's always going to call the retaliation.
That was Nick Zarilli, who is hit with the infraction, and he'll sit for 2 minutes.
Unfortunately for the Seawolves here, that kind of kills a lot of momentum they had there in the offensive zone. 6 shots on goal already to Delaware's 2, and now 2 minutes to kill.
So the Delaware Blue Hens, who come into this matchup with 15 power play goals, trying to get level here, trying to even up the score here in the first period. That one couldn't be deflected in there by the Blue Hens, as this one can't be twisted out by the Seawolves. Gets fanned on there by Guido. Guido, another chance. That one got denied by Kazakov. Play back to the points. Guido, one-timer, goes wide. Delaware still working in the zone. Nemay. Another chance, missing wide. Rebound off of Karam. That time wouldn't go for Nemay. Nemay being aggressively hounded by Mancini, avoiding the penalty there as he comes up with the clear.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That might have been a cross-check miss there.
All I could say is Jake Nemay was letting the men in stripes have it while he was returning to the bench.
Yeah, he kind of gazed over and threw his hands up in a, what's going on here?
As this one gets wafted back in deep. Diaz got it over Rodriguez, who was in the midst of that chaos late in the third period last night. This one ricochets off a skate there, almost directed on net that time. And this will result in another clear by the Seawolves. Down to the final 25 seconds on the penalty kill. And Stony Brook yesterday only took 3 penalties, or 2 penalties in this case. Delaware Blue Hens all over the place in terms of penalties and all. Actually, I stand corrected. It was 3 penalties. 2 of them were taken by Minerva yesterday. So the Seawolves do their part, successfully killing off the penalties. Guido tried to play that one off the boards, but to no avail. Malik trying to locate it. As
That should be a hand pass.
It was close there.
Impressive that wasn't called.
Very close there from being stolen away by Malik. Malik staying in the zone, trying to take advantage of the opportunity as this one gets cleared out safely. Di Stefano and the Seawolves will reset. Conlon trying to dip and dive through pressure, plays that one off the backhand. Here's Di Stefano with a step. Di Stefano slamming on the brakes, couldn't create separation there. He lost the possession. Stony Brook will get it back, however. Here's Malfetto, another one of those players. It was initially him and Rodriguez who began the brouhaha and talk about a smash in the corner, and that was Conlon erupting there. Conlon again!
Nice hit on the boards there. Great hip check.
The aggressiveness being displayed here by the Seawolves front. Conlon flexing his muscle all over the place.
It's been good that all the checks today have been mostly clean so far. Couple cross checks here or there, but it's been a lot of good open ice checks, a lot of good action against the boards. That's what you want to see.
Glove save by Kazakov, and we'll have a draw coming up here. Shot 6-5, Stony Brook, similar to last night, fairly close in the shot opportunities.
Yeah, I kind of expected to kind of play out the same way statistically.
Brandon Fess back in the lineup on the defense as Edwards tries to control this one. So Fess in the lineup, and we can assume it's in replace of Trezera, who made his debut yesterday. Yes, Trezera. There's a rumble down low there on the boards, and play is stopped.
It's going to be a fun one to keep pronouncing in the future.
Trezera.
We've been lucky the past couple seasons. A lot of relatively easy names, but that one might get us tripped up every now and then.
Joe Trezera, sophomore, 6'2", 185 from Keller, Texas. Formerly a product of Trine University. And most importantly, a big addition to the Seawolves back end. University of Delaware, however, trying to get even here with the Seawolves. Another chance negated that time by Snellenberg. Greg Barnich, Pepe Pomniak. A dangerous tandem as we're going to get a hand pass and another redo for the face-off draw.
It's a little tough to get a read on this game so far.
Barnich. Pomniak pinching in there to try to get a hold of the possession. There's a chip play on net. Swatted out of harm's way that time off the blocker of Snellenberg. And here's the Blue Hens making a race to the net. Diaz couldn't get a piece of that one. Just out of the reach of his stick. As Fess able to pop this one off the glass, caught and settled down by Pepe, who got it over to that man Pomniak, trying to get it back over to Pepe as Pomniak got delivered to the ice. Barnich plays it back to the point. Di Stefano, what a dangle. Di Stefano, there's a block there, and that chance skitters off a player in front. Seawolves still with the possession. Di Stefano tangled up there with the captain of the Blue Hens, who has to retrieve his stick. Far side, Gallagher, as Pomniak fell to the ice, and he's getting up a little slowly. Di Stefano, hard drive, caught in the catching glove hand of Snellenberg, and play is stopped.
The amount of swagger on that play there. Di Stefano kicks the puck, stands in place, lets it settle, and then just tees it up.
Happy.
That's some puck confidence.
Something Happy Gilmore would be proud of for sure.
Absolutely.
McDermott descending to the ice on his own momentum, and here is Delaware benefiting from that as they get back in the zone. Stony Brook quickly putting that to a halt, and they're going to get it back here as Delaware couldn't do much.
Yeah, McDermott blowing that tire there almost gave Delaware their best opportunity of the game.
Seawolves almost getting another one here. Malfetto, as that one gets redirected wide by Zerilli. Zerilli taking the task there by Guido. Down low, another chance, short side try, denied by Snellenberg, who has to pounce on it, and play again stops.
And hats off to the Delaware netminder tonight so far, putting up dealing with 10 shots on goal. We're only a little over halfway through the first period. And this is quickly snowballing in Stony Brook's direction.
So one goal only allowed so far by Jacob Snellenberg, a Meadowbrook, Pennsylvania product. This one gets tapped onto the stick of Cormanick, and Malik gets it back. Stony Brook kind of drifting back as they look for a room to push ahead. Here they come. Look at the work there by McDermott, navigating through traffic. And Cormanick trying to make something happen there. Malik rushing over to keep the play alive. Here's McDermott, teeing one up, and it goes wide. Malfetto. Now Malik dishes it back. McDermott couldn't get that one in front. And here's the Blue Hens looking to charge up once again. Another big play there made off the skate of one of the Seawolves defensemen. And this allows Stony Brook to gain the zone once again. Conlon putting on the brakes, but couldn't release the trigger that time. Mancini with room. Mancini trying to dip and dive. Mancini still at it.
What an improv play. A completely broken play that Stony Brook managed to just keep going by brute forcing the puck further down the ice.
Testament to the veteranship of Mancini and years of wearing his Stony Brook colors in his college hockey career. As this one is lofted ahead, played off the boards. Delaware trying to benefit from this chance, and that one does not go for the Blue Hens.
Almost had the backdoor opportunity there.
Another chance, blocked that time. And it'll be pushed out safely by the Seawolves, or they get another crack at it, starting from their own end. Rainville. Mancini. Entering the zone with speed. Mancini trying to twist that one back in front. Lost control of the possession there, though. Blue Hens dumping this one in quickly as they get some new reinforcements back in the battle. Vess tried to loft that one further ahead, looking for Pepe. Now it's Vess. Into the corner. No one there to race in and get it for the Seawolves as Delaware resets. They do so quickly. Meckel trying to get a step past Gallagher. Here's Diaz coming in to keep the play in the zone. Another chance as that one just goes wide. Berg twists this one back down low around the wall. Diaz able to locate it. Plays it to the near man, and Delaware still relentlessly getting chances. And they throw the body once again. Meckel administering the pain against the Seawolves. And here's a chance for Stony Brook in the zone. Pepe back to Pomniak from the top. It gets denied. Gallagher tied up there, finds Pepe in the right circle, sending that one wide as well. Pomniak fires off the body on that save by Snellenberg. As Barnich tries to regather the possession. Pepe left down low. Pomniak moves into a new location to get it. Almost got a chance there. Pomniak trying to extract himself from danger down low. As Delaware gets it back. Will safely push ahead. Berg, one man to beat in front of him. Malfetto. Oh! Data letting his man have it as this chance is denied by Kazakov. Stony Brook trying to come up with a big chance here. Dempsey as Snellenberg plays that one dangerously out of his goal. Had almost two more Seawolves rushing in to grab it as Stony Brook finds themselves in their own end trying to get another chance the other way.
Yeah, Stony Brook there almost with the golden opportunity. The goaltender far out of range, far outside where the trap is over.
Mancini stepping into one as he came in hot from the trailer. There's Data again. Mancini able to locate it in a new position as Boris tries to find an option. Dempsey tried to get it over to Zarilli, the near side, as this one gets cleared out.
Cycle not exactly working out for Stony Brook there. They're going to get a couple men changed here. Just work the puck back deep.
Non-stop action being provided by both of these squads. Rodriguez and the captain, Nemay, trying to set things in motion for the Blue Hens, who trail by a goal. Stony Brook again, resetting. Malik leaning in to get a step there. Lost control of it. Stony Brook, however, staying with their aggressive demeanor as this one is sent wildly wide. Di Stefano able to steal it back. Heard a slash on the pad there but from someone, but play stays on.
Yeah, Blue Hens have been doing these little weak slashes all game, but that was probably the loudest one we've heard all game.
Here's Nemay. Man on the far wing as Nemay tried to get that shot to go, but to no avail. Another chance, side of the goal. Another opportunity. Popped loose, but couldn't be bashed home. Everyone converging in the corner. Trying to jab it free along the wall. Another chance on the backhand try, denied by Kazakov. Infanger almost blowing a tire there. And here's Edwards. Edwards, room to make something happen. Edwards still moving in with a chance, and it stopped. Heightshouse almost going head over heels there as he descends to the ice.
He was just skated through.
Gallagher takes his man to task. DiStefano
Down to 20 seconds.
and Fanger. The dying seconds of the period winding down.
Down to 10.
Who is going to dig it out of the scrum along the wall? Berg takes a look at the clock. There will not be
2,
anything
1.
happening at the buzzer. Maybe some pushing and shoving as the hostility from last night's has carried over here at the end of the first. After one period of play, 20 minutes done, and it's 1-0 Stony Brook. First impressions of that, Trevor?
It's significantly slower pace than what we saw yesterday, which I don't know if this is both teams being a little tired, maybe both teams not getting the exact rest they needed, but last night's game was an absolute barn burner in terms of action.
Oh, yeah.
This is a much more measured approach from both teams, whether that's both teams being cognizant of the extra referee on the ice and playing a little more cautiously and not throwing every body check that they can, or if it's they know that they're going to gas themselves out if they do so. And it could be a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B, or maybe a lot of column A and a little bit of column B. But all we know is that these teams they're here to play, and this game is far from over. And we got 40 minutes left in this one, so it's really anybody's game at this point still. And if the Delaware Blue Hens can capitalize on some of these odd man rushes they're getting, Stony Brook could find themselves in the same trouble they found themselves earlier in the season.
Absolutely, and so the Seawolves leave the first period leading 12-8 in shots on goal. And one thing that stood out to me, their discipline. I mean, yesterday I believe they had 2 penalties in the first, only one taken by them. Out of both teams, there was only 1 penalty in this first period.
Yeah, relatively clean game. Even if you want to call the missed calls, even the missed calls, we're talking about maybe 1 or 2 on either side.
Yeah.
I mean, one in particular, you had the cross check while the Seals were calling the penalty in the corner. But aside from that, nothing too egregious. Like, I'm not gonna hold the little slashing plays that Delaware's been doing. That's part of the game. You're gonna get some stick action.
Absolutely, and there'll be plenty of more stick action. The only question will remain whether that stick action crosses a line and reaches to a new type of level. But for now, we're going to take a short break and be back for the second period right after this. And we are back as the second period is about to start momentarily. After 20 minutes of play, Devin Pepe's 6th goal of the season so far is the difference maker in this second matchup this weekend against University of Delaware.
So games in action across the ACHA today. We got a handful. We'll go through them real quick. You got Western Michigan against Indiana Tech. The only final we have today is the University of Oregon and Illinois State. That one coming in courtesy of the ACHA Men's D1 Twitter account. Illinois State 2, Oregon 1, a close one. At the Battle at the Edge Showcase in Oklahoma. Midland University and UCO will be playing later tonight. And then other games we're waiting on final scores on will be Indiana, University of Pennsylvania versus University of Toledo, Minot State versus University of Oklahoma, which should be ongoing right now. We'll try to check in on that in between periods. And then we've got University of Pittsburgh and Niagara, which should have wrapped up shortly ago. No final score available for that one yet.
You mentioned University of Oregon, a big win for them. And I always wondered, is the layout of their ice rink the same as their basketball court? It's scattered with gold and all that stuff? Or are my eyes just deceiving me? Well, we'll get back to that later on as this second period has begun. And right away, making their presence felt in the zone, the Delaware Blue Hens and Rodriguez, who is trying to knife this one out of that tight scrum in the corner. Nemay tripping over a man, but no call. Malik won't get a trip either out of it. So neither team benefiting from getting
that was a dangerous
a power play, or at least teams getting penalties, and there's the result of that, some physicality being bestowed. Malik still trying to get after the possession as Gallagher has it. He feeds it ahead to Pepe. Devin Pepe. Oh, he almost.
He's going to get the tripping call. As that one was a leg-to-leg, so that's about as textbook as it gets.
He was just that close from successfully executing a spinorama maneuver that time.
Fortunately, the legs connected, and that's a trip.
But fortunately for Stony Brook, they will head to the power play for the first time today. And it is brought to you by our good friends at Stony Brook Orthopedics. Stony Brook Seawolves scored right away when they were rewarded with the power play last night, courtesy of a Matt Minerva clap bomb.
Interesting to note, the Blue Hens have 2 captains on their.
Yes.
Did not realize that before, but.
Nemay, a forward, and number 20 is, you probably have the other one in mind, is Ivan Sidoriak. He was one of the many players who was hit with some heavy ramifications in last night's physical affair. So this power play begins with the Seawolves working it at the top, or trying to get something going here. Conlon keeping it in the zone as he curls back to the point. DiStefano feeds it over. Barnich over to Conlon. Conlon back to DiStefano, one-timer. That one is fended off the glove of Snellenberg and shot out of play by Infanger, who slams his stick in frustration.
That one, if he was against the glass there, would have been a great clear and a potential for some offense on the penalty kill, but unfortunately, he found the Stony Brook bench.
And as this power play sequence continues, it's worth noting Delaware has yet to score a shorthanded goal this season. They are one of 9 teams in the ACHA who has not done that so far this year. Big drive on the one-timer by Malfetto, soars wide. Mancini, tightrope in the blue line. Mancini at the top, score!
That one went off a skate and found the top of the net. Regardless, it's a power play goal for the Seawolves and extends their lead to 2-0.
Back-to-back games with power play goals for Stony Brook. Yesterday it was Matt Minerva, and here today, Andrew Mancini, the alternate captain. But from our vantage point, there was definitely some help in front as the puck ricocheted. Seemed like it ricocheted off a body, helping Mancini's shots get through to the net. But either way, it benefits the Seawolves, who lead 2-0. And here's Conlon trying to generate a third, but to no avail. Pardon me, that was Data, number 36. And this will get sent in for icing.
And Stony Brook out to a great start here in the second period. Draw the penalty, convert right away, and this is starting to look like Delaware is going to have to raise some big questions on the bench to find out how they can counter this and get back into this game.
And this is probably the point where, for Delaware, they ought to wake up, because similar to last night, they found themselves in a 2-0 hole in the early in the second period, and then things just busted wide open. The floodgates ran like no tomorrow, helping the Seawolves get the 5-0 win, and here they are again trying to extend their lead by another goal. Dempsey, who was involved in the extracurriculars at the end of last night's contest, trying to make something happen in the zone here in the second. Dempsey. Here's a chance. Data losing a glove as he released the shot, and he gets it back from a Delaware player, and we'll have another draw.
Interesting sequence of events there. It led to the shot and the glove flying off. And bit of a wild sequence.
Oh, yeah. It's been a wild weekend, one could say.
I think that's what we signed up for when we saw Stony Brook and Delaware on the schedule.
Oh, yes, indeed. Di Stefano with a little hesitation there, but almost worked. He was able to get a close shot off, and there's another chance that gets blocked that time by Delaware's defense, and Stony Brook racing back to get it. Kazakov nearly gave Delaware a chance to shoot one there that time, but Stony Brook able to prevail. Di Stefano back in the zone. Di Stefano trying to curl away from danger down low. Kozitsky moving over to try to locate that one. Kozitsky being aggressively hounded there. Rainville back to the point. Gallagher, Rainville, fadeaway chance going wide. Edwards tried to play back to point. Now he gets it to Di Stefano. Di Stefano able to escape, get it over. Gallagher in tight, and it's covered up safely by Snellenberg.
Snellenberg definitely earning his dinner tonight here, as he's stopped 15 of 17 shots, and I honestly think that number is low.
Yes.
Delaware only tallying one shot on goal so far in the first 4 minutes and 15 seconds.
This William Cormanek, one of the many goal scorers this weekend, trying to add another one to his season resume. It's been a rather eventful 2 consecutive Saturdays for William Cormanek. Scored the overtime winner on the road against Ohio and picked up a tally last night against Delaware at home.
A high hit there by the Delaware forward there coming into the zone.
That was Patrick Meckel getting his arms up a little close to the face, as Cormanek has to retrieve his stick behind the play. Now he'll enter back in the fray, waiting for the possession to get to him, as this one couldn't be done that time.
Delaware with an opportunity here to establish pressure if they can get the change done in time.
There's Malik. Malik back in the zone. Malik Conlon firing, kick save, Snellenberg. And Conlon tried to bat that one down with the stick, but to no avail as McDermott will get it to Conlon anyway, who slaps this one in deep. And he'll make a beeline to the bench as Stony Brook will reset. Fess. Mancini in the zone. Stony Brook able to keep it in there. Mancini at the top looking for another one. Couldn't do it there that time. This one angled ahead, skipping off a few sticks as Infanger tries to chase it down. Heavy body check delivered there. Infanger going to get to it that time as this continues to be played in the zone by Delaware. Stony Brook trying to come up with the possession. Now they got it back. Barnage with a nice mail play to Pepe from a tough angle, thwarted off that time by Snellenberg. And here's another chance and another stop by Snellenberg. Fabulous goaltending by the Delaware Blue Hen.
2 airmail passes to get the play going and get the puck down to the front of the net there. And incredible saves there. Just is absolutely incredible to keep the eye on the puck and keep it out of the net.
I'll tell you one thing, the scoreboard at the moment does not do justice for the way Snellenberg has presented himself in goal for Delaware here in this contest alone. Guido and the Blue Hens trying to answer on their goalie's behalf, but it does not happen there. And the race for the puck taking place here between Data and one of the other Blue Hens.
Well, the contact there, I don't know if there was a trip or not, but Delaware will be able to at least get possession, move the puck, and get a breakout going.
Jay Lucet and the defense resetting.
That'll be icing.
Yep.
Delaware's got to try to find some kind of opportunity in the neutral zone, try to keep the Stony Brook defense honest, and try to extend the ice a little bit. They're finding some opportunities, but very quickly they're getting shut down by Stony Brook.
That's Kazakov trying to get an explanation about something from one of the head officials.
Or alert him to some kind of ice condition, or I think he's saying there might be an issue with the net, or that, he's got a pad issue.
Ah, okay.
And that's something important, and something that goaltenders aren't given the ability to get fixed without having to incur a timeout is they have a pad issue or something, hey, I got a pad issue.
Of course.
It's a player safety issue.
So as Matvey Kazakov and the Seawolves take this abbreviated timeout here.
Although if it's something where they can't fix it within a reasonable time on the ice, they'll have to swap the goaltender out. If I'm sitting on the bench as a Seawolf goaltender, might be looking to get a little stretch going.
Well, I know Sullivan's going to be ready no matter what, considering he made one of the finer catches in the glove yesterday, sitting in the penalty box.
All right, looks like Kazakov is just about settled, so it looks like we'll be able to get this game back and going.
So no change in goal yet, or anytime soon for head coach Chris Garofalo.
Shots on goal, 19-9, and it definitely feels a lot more than that, but
you're telling me. Here's DeStefano. On net, it ricocheted off a body there in front, almost benefiting the Seawolves. Everyone bashing around in the corner. Delaware trying to escape the zone. It's almost turned over to DeStefano.
This is a 3-on-1 if Delaware can turn it over, but
wow, great play by the Seawolves to prevent damage there.
That's the thing. Delaware knows they got to take chances, so do not be surprised if you see Delaware get the puck and you just see the fly routes going.
almost became like a flying V or something. Had more guys coming into the mix in that small proximity.
Almost like you're running the play to bomb.
Kormanick in front, almost tapped on there that time. Malik trying to get the second opportunity to no avail as Gallagher tries to swipe it down. And here's Rodriguez. Rodriguez trying to fight off Gallagher, and he's sent into the boards. Luckily able to get back up on his feet. He'll try to stop the Seawolves from getting a chance here. Kormanick wildly sending that chance wide. Conlon keeping in the zone, floating that one close to the net. Kormanick trying to get after it.
And yep, there it is. Blue Hens they sense an opportunity and they're going to send the guy right away. They know they have to do something.
Absolutely, and here is Delaware re-engaging with the Seawolves again. Not able to do much there that time as they'll go for a line change. Rodriguez off the ice. And back out comes Meckel. Meckel trying to get it. Here's Diaz. And the Blue Hens getting a chance. Stopped by Kazakov, and he holds up.
Not much in terms of extracurriculars there, as Delaware knows they are most effective when they got 5 on the ice.
It's been rather tame in terms of the temperature in the emotional department. Here's a shot blocked there that time. Blue Hens keeping it in the zone. Meckel moving over to a new location to try to get it. There's Pomniak. Picked up 2 goals in his home ice return last night.
That'll be shot on goal number 21 for the Seawolves. And another offensive zone face-off here. Barnich will take the draw.
Greg Barnich, another gifted offensive player. Trying to do more damage against his opponents. He's averaged a point per game entering this weekend for the Seawolves as this one is lofted back in deep. Played back by Delaware. That one couldn't be pushed forward. Barnich and Pepe trying to deal some magic here. Malfetto across one tire, score! Wow! McDermott
channeling a little bit of Alex Ovechkin with that positioning, and what a shot, what a rocket, and that puck had eyes for the back of the net.
Matthew McDermott, the former Nordiques junior hockey product, making his heavy presence felt in the second period. 3-0 Seawolves.
And that's the risk you run when you try to fly guys out of the zone, is you do compromise your defensive zone posture. And Sonnenberg picked the pass off and found an opportunity and was able to set the puck up on a path across the ice to McDermott's stick.
The second goal to come during 5-on-5 hockey for the Seawolves. Maybe another one. Score! Oh, baby! 4-0, and it was beautiful.
And that's the right place, right time, and just putting the puck straight in the net. And taking advantage of a team on their heels and just putting the gas pedal down.
Welcome to the club, Mateo Data.
And Data will clock one for the Seawolves here, and Delaware, without any hesitation, is calling their timeout.
And here we are yet again, Trevor. 4-0. And similar to last night's, Delaware stopping things to prevent more damage.
They have to come up with something here out of this timeout. Whether this is just to try to calm the team down or try to come up with some kind of strategy here, but this is tough. You let up two goals here that are the result of bad coverage in your zone. That's that's a sign of the coach. You gotta stop things, slow things down, rally the troops, and let them know that this game it's not over unless you want it to be over. And from a rankings perspective, this is a big one. This is not only a conference game. This has national ranking implications, and if you're Delaware, you got to win or try not to get blown out.
Well, with the way Stony Brook is presenting themselves on the ice, they might eclipse the mark they had last night. But
they look a lot better tonight, that's for sure.
And for Delaware, it's going to take a Jacksonville Jaguars-like comeback for them to get back in this one.
Stony Brook not letting up here. Still crashing the net, still trying to find opportunities and rebounds, and they know for sure that they know the numbers. They know that the max they have to get here is 7.
Well, they clearly are making sure to finish the job in terms of not letting their opponent get one back.
That's the other part of the equation too, is keep putting pucks in the net while preventing them from coming in on the other side and not losing focus. That at the end of the day, you want to try to keep this game as defensive-minded as possible.
So that is 3 goals in 5-on-5 play for the Seawolves today. So really, curl and drag maneuver. Can't finish strong on the backhand there. It's poked back in front. Boris, high slot.
He's got another shot
there. Boris tosses it back on the stick of Mancini. Mancini gives it back to Boris. Pad saves Snellenberg. Rainville turnaround try, misses wide. Mancini off that chance, couldn't get it to go. Tried to get it over to Rainville, and this one is sent out of the zone.
Sunberg's going to get a full offensive line change here. That's offside.
Boris descending to the ice. Now he's back up on his feet. Boris feeds it in front, almost connected there that time by Rainville. Boris back over to DiStefano through traffic just wide. Rebound! Oh, did that one get a piece of Snellenberg, or did it just go wide off the stick of Edwards?
I think it might have just gone wide there. I didn't hear any pad action, but it might have grazed him.
Oof.
But that play was offsides, and it was a bit of a missed call there from the ref. Not a bit.
Oh! Destruction that time on Kozitsky.
We got a call from Midway. They're going to file copyright infringement for that open ice check.
That was Shane Strawbringer unloading on the big man, 70 for Stony Brook. DiStefano at the top, wide open awning. Who's going to take advantage of the opportunity? DiStefano feeds it back in front. Rainville trying to poke it home, loose in front, score! Take that, says Kozitsky.
And 5-0, and there's a lot of commotion happening down at the Delaware net here. Apparently a pad issue or something. Delaware fans are up in arms. Seawolves fans are happy here about the goal here, and we're going to have a bit of a conversation here and a little bit of a conference in front of the goal here, in front of the scorer's booth here, on whether or not they're going to let this stand here. But
there was a lot of activity happening in front of the net that disturbed and disrupted Snellenberg's position of play. And in a matter of fact, because of that, there might be some evidence there that washes away this 5th goal for the Seawolves. But there's one man that wants this one to stand. It's the man that caught it at home, James Kozitsky, after being blasted in the neutral zone. Rises back up to his feet to get one back, and it appears they're taking it off the board. And
trying to see on the replay here what happened. He wasn't prevented from playing his position. He had an awkward fall, and it looks like a strap from his pad came off. As you can see. And
there is the clear evidence there.
Oh, did he lose a blade?
Yeah. Wow. Yep. He did lose a blade, and I believe it's the right skate that he has the issue with, and there is no need to explain it because the picture says it all. He has an enormous equipment malfunction here, and that explains more.
Hold on here, folks. If I was Stony Brook, I'd be protesting this.
Oh my gosh. And it says here, Rule 11.1, goalkeeper's equipment. If a piece of goalkeeper's equipment other than the helmet, which includes blocker leg pads, becomes dislodged, play shall continue if the offensive team has an impending scoring opportunity. Once the scoring opportunity is complete, play shall be stopped. So,
I don't think Stony Brook's going to protest this, but I'm just saying, keep a copy of the rule book when you go to nationals.
I feel like they would be a little too generous if they didn't protest it,
especially in a game like this. I don't think Stony Brook is gonna try to rules lawyer themselves here, but technically, by the book, that goal should stand.
So, quite the predicament for University of Delaware's Jacob Snellenberg, and honestly, I can't say I'm surprised, especially with the amount of games I've seen take place at all levels at this facility. There's always one player that is bound to have some type of skate malfunction, and
yeah, it looks like they're not going to be able to repair this in time, so they're going to get the backup warmed up here, and this might be send him to the locker room for repairs, get that skate blade fixed, and so this looks like an official goaltender change here. But yeah, that's one of the interesting things is probably the best resource you might have going into the national tournament is get a rule book expert or somebody who can quickly look things up on the PDF. But it's a shame to see him leave the ice like this. It looks like he's hurt, but no, he's just missing a skate blade.
Yeah, he's got it right there. Try to get a zoom on that if he can. But it's kind of off there, but yeah, no. But no matter what, Delaware's still in a huge hole. However, this could be some good luck possibly for them. They got Griffin Iglesias, who didn't miss any part of this weekend in terms of playing hockey, unless you count the first period all today, because he was starting in goal tonight. However, that result doesn't do justice for the way he performs. So we'll just see how this one plays out for University of Delaware and if they can get back in this contest. We'll say. Alec, heavy body check in the corner. Diaz trying to kick it over to his intended target. Here's Diaz. The onrush in traffic, moving in close to the net, as this one is played back over to the far side. Stony Brook trying to get there, and they do. Here's Malik, Christian Malik. Kozitsky, Malik almost getting a hold of the rebound there. Kozitsky spins it back across. Gallagher from a far chance denied, and the block made, and it's
stuck in the pads
of Meckel.
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe he just covered it.
Got to do what you got to do when you're trailing by a large sum of goals. And
well, you're going to see a lot of Blue Hens laying out to block shots and try to prevent as much action from getting to the netminder as possible.
And you can tell Malik felt that one
Yeah,
for sure.
It wasn't a soft shot.
Fess chips this one to, or try to chip it ahead, and here is Delaware moving back in, but offsides is called. And this is going to lead to some more frustration for the Blue Hens.
Yeah, we saw it unravel yesterday as a couple undisciplined penalties were taken at the end of the game, but we might be rapidly approaching that mark going by my rough count here, but I believe the Blue Hens have been held to just 2 shots on goal this entire period, and we're getting to the business end of the period.
And Stony Brook able to waft this one back the other way. Blue Hens standing their ground and returning the favor. McDermott tried to connect ahead with Pomniak. McDermott being hounded there in the zone. McDermott, now the latest goal scorer for the Seawolves after the goal by Kozitsky was washed away. Pomniak couldn't get a hold of that one as this will go for icing.
5:41 to go in the second period here, and returning to the ice with 2 functional skates was the starting goaltender.
Jacob Snellenberg, so he is back, but the question will be whether or not he'll be back. He'll be back in the net.
I think he might be coming back probably on the next whistle once he gets his helmet on and gloves as they toss him everything over the penalty box. What a sight that was. That was a great catch.
A little bit of comic relief for Delaware. Everyone converging there at the half wall as this one is tossed off the glove, that time of Glacius. Actually, pardon me, it was Data that has the latest goal for Stony Brook. Before that, it was McDermott, but because of how quickly those 2 goals happened in that time frame, it makes you wonder who had the first one, the initial one. Here's Boris at the point. Tried to get that one through traffic to no avail. Delaware trying to benefit from this. Still struggling to generate some type of offensive opportunity. So really couldn't keep it under control there, but Stony Brook still has the possession. They try to move out of the zone. Mancini plays it ahead. Can't connect with Data, who will call an audible and head to the bench.
All right, and with that, the goaltender change will happen again, and
business as usual. Nothing affected there for no damage done to the Delaware Blue Hens during the brief absence of Snellenberg, who takes his position again. DiStefano gets it over to Gallagher, wafting that one just wide. Kozitsky trying to locate it. And the race is on between Gallagher and the Blue Hens is number 28, who descends to the ice. And his chances stopped by Kazakov, and he holds up.
no extracurricular after that one, after Kazakov's covered that one up, and will face it off to his left.
Jake Nemay on the ice, wearing the C. Big block there by Kazakov. Everyone piling up in front. Kazakov wanting a call as he voices his displeasure towards the nearest head official. It's because the net was off its moorings.
I think Kazakov has an equipment issue again.
Oh.
He was trying to flag that to the referee.
Ah, okay.
Rough day in the office for the equipment team.
especially the goaltenders.
Kazakov looks like he's all set. Get his gloves back on and get back to action.
Got about a little over 3 minutes.
3:45.
Yes, so just a little under 4 minutes.
No miscommunication there.
Mike Conlon able to shake off one player and get it over to McDermott. McDermott carrying this one back in the zone. Malik drifting. Conlon, fans on the shot in the trailer, but gets it back to McDermott. And heavy pressure on him. Now Conlon at the high slot, trying to keep it under control. Conlon drifting back. McDermott again. Here's Malik fanning on the shot, falling to the ice. We stay 5 aside. McDermott back to point. One-timer. Another block made there that time. And that actually hit Conlon. He was hobbling to the bench.
Looks like he might have had a little deflection off him, but he got off the ice without any issue.
We'll keep an eye out on him.
I think he's okay. He might have just been trying to just get ahead on a change. The rest of his offense is changing now.
Seawolves with another chance, and that one is denied. It's Cormanek trying to get that one. McDermott again.
What
heavy
a grab.
body check.
Woof. You come for the bowl, be ready for the horns.
William Cormanek. Oh, wow.
So one thing you got to be aware of, if you're going to come at a defenseman, the defenseman is allowed to defend themselves. You can find yourself running straight into a glove.
Pepe. Devin Pepe leads it ahead. Barnett, short side. Save made by Snellenberg, who holds up.
As a defenseman back in my day, I kind of did one of these maneuvers. You throw your glove up and stick to prevent somebody coming with a cross check from crushing you.
Okay.
Guy came through so hard, broke my stick. The momentum of the stick break forced my left hand, the top hand of my stick, to punch the guy straight in the face, and he went down.
I hope you didn't get a penalty for that.
No, but unfortunately it cost me $200 on a new stick. Oh, my father, really.
Youth hockey, the struggles.
Played with a nice long wooden extension for a while.
Drive from distance there, and it's stopped by Kazakov.
Down to 1:50 to go in the second period here. Stony Brook opening up the scoring big time in this period. Shots on goal 35-15 now. Bit of a delay here as Delaware trying to sort out their lines and got a late change. They have to undo it.
This one gets popped back to the point and sent wide off the stick of Trevor Early. That was Gould wearing number 9, and Nathan Reichel couldn't get ahead there, and offsides is called against Stony Brook.
Data, unfortunately, not the puck on his stick as he crossed the line.
Quite the emergence of the newest addition for the Seawolves. Mateo Data. Delaware trying to progress ahead, able to fight off one of the attacks there. There's a chance in front, fanned on. Everyone gathering up in front, trying to get a hold of the possession. High slot chance now back at the point. One player descending to the ice. This one gets floated in front, going to be pushed home. Another chance at the top, another stop at Kazakov. Rebound, double denials, and Matvey Kazakov has it in his glove.
Skates away with the goods. What a sequence there, and Delaware's best opportunity yet this game, and Kazakov says no.
I just love the fact that you knew that the craziness was building up and there could have been some possible extracurriculars there, and Kazakov's like, nope, let me just excuse myself, gentlemen.
It's a sign of maturity.
Oh, for sure.
Because the Kazakov of years ago might have gotten tangled up in some extracurriculars.
It's always a show when you have the goalies involved in those type of situations. But of course, when you're a team that's trying to defend the title and you're up by a lot of goals, you want to just keep your composure. And good on Matvey Kazakov.
Well, he knows how important he is to this team, so he's gotta keep his nose clean.
May tried to lead it ahead, and Rodriguez also trying to get a step on his man, which was Gallagher. Delaware closing in on another chance. The craziness continues to ensue in the dying seconds here in the seconds.
Down to the last 10.
Kozitsky held up along the wall. Everyone coming together there. One player threw a check. That was the May. Last chance at the buzzer going wide, and that will do it for 2. After 40 minutes of play, the Stony Brook Seawolves lead 4-0. And Trevor, compared to what we saw in the first, a little different pace of action this time around.
Yeah, and it was unfortunately all Stony Brook this period. Look at the shots on goal this period. It tells most of the story. Stony Brook is basically doubling up on the shots on goal, and they're leading 4-0. There's really not much else to say here other than Stony Brook is completely outplaying the Blue Hens, and the Blue Hens have maybe 2 high-quality scoring opportunities in the period. The Stony Brook's dozens.
So obviously you're up by 4-0. You still got 20 more minutes to play. Your head coach, Chris Garofalo, you're just telling the boys, hey, foot on the gas, no break.
Well, that's basically the message in locker room is keep doing what you're doing. It's working. It's frustrating the Blue Hens. Don't take stupid penalties. Stay out of the extracurriculars. And let's get out of here and have a good night.
And we'll just see if that message plays dividends for the rest of this contest, as we'll be back after this second intermission right here on YouTube, home of Stony Brook Seawolves hockey. A fantabulous job in goal by the Russian netminder, Matvey Kasakov. Kazi showing he's made for this type of stuff. Stony Brook trying to achieve another positive mark for the offense. As this one is juggled ahead by Zarrilli. Zarrilli staying with it as he's being hounded there by one of the Blue Hens. McDermott playing this one off the boards, trying to get it over to his intended target, which was Data. And instead, here come the Blue Hens back in the zone, looking to charge up. Stony Brook able to deteriorate their momentum as this one couldn't be lifted forward by Sidoriak. Here's McDermott with one goal under his belt today, as this one ricochets off a body in front, but couldn't be finished off by the Seawolves that time. Diaz, man in the high slot, knocked down. Diaz turnaround try wouldn't go on net. And it's cleared out by the Seawolves for good measure.
Delaware showing some good signs of life here late in the third period, but unfortunately this is going to be a little too late for them.
8 minutes left in this contest. Blue Hens down by 3. Trying to pull a rabbit out of the hat and change the narrative. Diaz couldn't work his way free in the corner. Another chance here for the Blue Hens. Gallagher throws the hit. Here's Berg at the top. Berg couldn't get that one through traffic. A big block made in front. However, Diaz has it again. The Blue Hens almost generating another chance, but Barnage and the Seawolves do their parts and clearing it out of the zone. Berg lofts this one safely into enemy territory. Gallagher recollecting. Gallagher. Malik off the boards. Conlon putting on the brakes. Feeding it over to DiStefano. Here's Mike Conlon dragged to the ice. No call.
Arms wide on the Seawolves bench, asking why.
Sidoriak, the captain, tried to charge up there to no avail. Throws it wide. No one home on the far side as Malik trips over his momentum trying to get the puck. Here's Sidoriak to the far chance, and it's denied off the block there by Andrew Mancini, who is racing into the other end almost, getting it up ahead to Malik. Great action being provided by the Stony Brook back-checking unit. And now we get another whistle.
Just puck out of play.
Yep. And this will give everyone a break and a chance to exhale. We got about a little over 6 minutes left in the contest. Or at least we can say that. Unless something drastic changes here. This one gets popped ahead, and here comes Heightshouse. Heightshouse walks in, save made. Guido couldn't poke the second attempt as Kaskov held it up. Another chance, ricocheting just wide off a stick in front. Another opportunity, Heightshouse was set up, but the finish couldn't be done that time. Delaware trying to reset quickly as time imminently starts to run out. More and more, oh my goodness! Somehow that did not go in the nets. Multiple jabs in front. The puck stays free in the zone. Another chance is thwarted off by Snellenberg and cleared out. And this one gets tapped back in by Rainville, who retreats to the bench for a line change. McDermott couldn't get it there as the Delaware Blue Hens able to stave off multiple scoring attacks by Stony Brook in these short moments as McDermott belted to the ice. And here's Berg at the top. Berg firing through traffic. Oh, hit a man in front.
Friendly fire.
Patrick Meckel. He's been in the ringer all game long. He got hit with a blocked shot, or he blocked a shots earlier in the contest, and this one definitely did more damage than it did the last time. Yep. Berg tried to shake off his man in front, which was Boris. Berg. Berg. Head fakes and all. Pomniak not phased one bit. Rodriguez chips this one out of the zone, but no intended target in sight to push ahead that time. Nemay tried to connect there with Rodriguez. Rodriguez looking to locate that one, and he keeps it in the zone. Great work by Rodriguez. He lost his stick in the process trying to get that one. Malik, meanwhile, in the zone. Malik spins it back over. Pomniak plays it off the boards. To the slot, Boris couldn't charge up there. Back at the point, Conlon swiping away at that one. Now he's got to race back and keep the Blue Hens at bay. Gallagher. Knocked ahead, and this will no doubt go for icing.
Oh.
Despite
Tight one.
The photo finish at the end boards, icing is called. Gallagher. That one couldn't be poked ahead. Delaware missing the mark multiple times with those puck battles, and now we get another stoppage.
That's going to be a hand pass.
Yep. So we have reached that 2-minute warning mark of this contest, and Stony Brook sitting comfortably up by 3 goals, and just the momentum they need to get some retribution against Liberty on home ice next week. There's a chance up ahead. Diaz spinning out of control, trying to feed it over to his intended target. There's Diaz again. Diaz controlling. Diaz feeding it back to the point. Diaz belted to the ice. Another chance, deflected, score! Patrick Meckel gets one back after being put in the gauntlet all game long, and it's a 2-goal game just like that.
Don't close the book on this one yet. Stony Brook might be kicking themselves from not fighting that goal reversal. If the pace of this continues here, you're looking at net pole territory, and a 6-on-5 shortly for the Blue Hens. And so Stony Brook's worst fear is being realized right now.
The Maryland native has put the Seawolves on red alert all of a sudden.
Seawolves in general, they've slowed down while Delaware has smelled some blood in the water, and they're attacking.
Now this is the part where you can't let your guard down and you have to play to the absolute fullest. McDermott and the Seawolves all of a sudden find themselves in a little bit
Still no
of a
sign
tough
of the goaltender
challenge.
being pulled here. And I think that's a bit of a mistake here. Is if you're Delaware, you want to try to get that 6th man up as soon as possible.
Especially when the clock is about
the
to
signal's
start
being held by
the
the
final
coach.
minute of play. And here it begins. The drama starting to unravel here late in the contest. What was once a 4-0 game has become a 2-goal game.
It's not too many men. They have to play the puck. Sorry, there are fans to my left that are just unaware of how that rule works.
Conglin, Pomniak. Conglin stepping in there. Conglin driven to the ice. Delaware running out of time. 20 seconds to go. Shot save, Kasakov, as he kicked that one out of harm's way. Kormanek. Final seconds, and that will do it. Job done, game finished. Stony Brook wins 4-2 and sweeps the season series against the Delaware Blue Hens.
Now, what a finish there for the Seawolves, and one that almost felt like barely getting across the finish line at the end of this game, but they got there, and that's a win on the schedule and another win in the win column, and most importantly for their league standings, it's an ESCHL victory.
And a huge win at that, as it is what they just need to. It is the perfect thing for them to have when they go up against Liberty University this upcoming, or in just a matter of weeks. I had to look at my calendar.
The 28th, 29th, I believe.
28th, 29th. So we'll be back for that battle when it occurs. And I believe Stony Brook, they're going to be on the road this week, or are they off up until then?
They are on the road next weekend. Man, do they have a doozy. They're taking a visit over to Adrian.
Oh, my word.
And they will be having 2 games at the Arlington Ice Arena. And that's going to be on January 21st at 7 p.m. and January 22nd at 1 p.m. I believe Adrian covers the games live on their website, so you should be able to catch the games live. That's another quality program in the middle of Hockey Town, USA.
Oh yeah. Once you spoke the words Adrian, it just sent shivers down my spine.
But
it's a scary team, but
it's a class program. It's a good program, and it's going to be a big test and a bit of a preview for the Seawolves as they get ready to face off against Liberty at home.
Stony Brook showing no signs of weakness whatsoever as they pick up yet another big victory this season. Their record after this weekend, 15-6. They pick up a few points in the sweep over the Delaware Blue Hens, and now they'll gear up for Adrian College. And we'll pack things up here from the rinks. Be sure to tune in for our next home broadcast on January 26th when the Seawolves host Liberty University. From all of us here at Stony Brook Hockey, Mike Calandra, Trevor Magnani, so long, good night, have a good rest of the day, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.